Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really interesting time for council-owned delivery vehicles and councils as a whole. I suppose the real question is who else is going to deliver in the current market. You've had the housing associations really hit by the financial crisis, interest rates being high, all the issues have had to account for, AWAB's law, the toxic mould issues that come into market. Likewise, particularly all the issues that came out of Grenfell and the fire stopping provisions they're having to make. So in light of that, housing associations, certainly what were, I suppose, the traditional large housing associations, G15 and otherwise, you'll see their numbers of developments, not so much delivery, but development certainly slowed down significantly. At the same time, some of the investors in the market have been a little more cautious because of the rates. And likewise, we haven't had the house builders pushing through in the same way because they haven't had the ability for people to purchase at that level. And so development has really slowed across the sector. Yet the housing targets, we're talking 3 million homes being acquired. Yet each year, the targets that are being set to meet that 3 million are falling away. We're not achieving it. So in one way, it's a real concern. In another side, it's a real opportunity. I think particularly, where can that delivery come from? It's likely to be the housing companies for local authorities. Some people say, why can't local authorities do it themselves? There's an element of they can do some, but if they're involved in wider activities, profit-making activities, there become complications in doing so. And so quite often it's helpful to have separate vehicles, not only from sort of a corporate and legal perspective, but also from a practical perspective. Because ultimately, if you have any aspiring vehicle entwined in wider local politics, it becomes harder to make plans for the longer term. Certainly, you've obviously got council re-elections every 4 years. And at the same time, it also ensures you've got a degree of autonomy and ensuring that it's not caught up perhaps in wider functions within councils, which gives also the market greater confidence in contracting with them. So I think there's a raft of reasons why they're attractive, particularly at the moment where others are really struggling to deliver. They look at the last real housing boom, it was the 60s, after the war, and that was led by local authorities. What I think we're keen to do right this time is make sure housing's right though, and it's long term and it's sustainable. And that's a change in direction. But again, it's something that councils and the government as a whole are very on board with.